you going to do when it's time for you to make a play? What are you going to do, offensive line, when it's time for you to pull and get a knockout? What are you going to do, linebackers, when it's time for you to fill and knock somebody out? What are you going to do when it's your time to help us win a game?
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Inside the Headset with Coach Philip Shad Owens. Here we are, Game 3, Week 2. I always get that mixed up, but here we are at Game 3, Week 2. And played Lincoln County the other night, Louis Thompson, and just take it from there, Coach. Just like usual, what have you been doing?
Had a good game the other night. Thought our kids played really well. Was really proud of them. Came out and played a great first half. Got ahead 34-0, and then just kind of finished the game out. So I was very proud of both sides of the ball. Thought our defense really played phenomenal last Friday night, especially in the first half. Just really dominated. So went back to work this weekend and working on Smyrna, our first district game, and obviously the number 1 ranked team in the state. So it's a real challenge, and our kids have worked hard this week, and we're ready to go.
Smyrna, number 1 team in the state. Of course, Tom wrote a great article on Monday about your past and about the things that have happened and the great times we had over at Smyrna and your first start in your career and everything. But talk about how deadly Smyrna can be and their weapons. And we know about Bryce and we know about Meadows, but they have other names under the helmets, and they can be deadly.
Got a lot of kids. Got a great senior group, and that group I am familiar with because they were freshmen my last year at Smyrna, and led by Deion Meadows and Jeremiah Bryson. But you have Kesey Fleming, and you have Big Nate, and you have there's just a ton of kids. Steve Wilson, you have a ton of kids there. So a senior dominated class, a few underclassmen that are good football players that are juniors too, but a class is dominated by seniors, and a very gifted football team, and a team that'll be ready to play. And it may be the biggest crowd that Smyrna's seen, and since a semifinal game or something, it could be a really big crowd. So it ought to be a great atmosphere for football, and they're the big prohibitive favorite, I suppose, and that's a real challenge for our kids, and our kids are excited about the opportunity.
A lot of people ask me and hit me on the mailbag and wanted to know why it's a rivalry, and I said, well, in the beginning, maybe Blackman was considered a bottom feeder, a little slow starter as far as the school cranking up to get into the football program and accelerate to be a competitor. But they are our next door neighbor. They are right up next to us. They compete for some of the same football players, and unlike a Middle Tennessee State University in the Sun Belt, it's a little difficult for them to develop a rivalry, but with that Sun Belt being out in New Mexico State, and then you don't have any close proximity. We don't have that much in common with some of those, but looking at it from the Big S, it's a rivalry.
Well, sure it is. They're about 10 minutes away, and from the time the first year they had a football program was a JV program, and after that they started winning pretty quickly, and I think their second year as a varsity team went to the quarterfinals with Rico Turner and Ralph Maupin and Stanbridge, and had a really good team. So they were good right off the bat. Then they went through some real down times, and it became a rivalry back when I was at Smyrna. It was a big game for us back then. Not the biggest game when I was at Smyrna. I guess that was Laverne and Riverdale, but definitely a rivalry. And then the fact that I spent most of my life there as a Bulldog, and now I'm here. That probably adds to the rivalry, especially with the kids that are seniors. The kids that are seniors down there. Well, the other kids don't know me. I haven't coached them, but the kids that are seniors, it means something to them, and that probably adds from their standpoint to the rivalry. Our kids, Smyrna has won a couple state championships, and Blackman remembers that as far as our kids here, and they've had a tough time at times competing with Smyrna. And last year we were fortunate enough to find a way to win 10-2, and so our kids are looking forward to it. It is a rivalry. Just like almost everybody in our county is, though. To be quite honest, it's one of 5 district games, and even though they all mean the same now as far as district and non-district, it's still a little bit more special maybe when you play someone this close. And a lot of stuff on the side that's added to that because that's where I was at for so long. So it ought to be an exciting time.
Well, and even after this week, it'll all come back. But this week it's probably been a little bit tense between the two schools. But after this week, you'll move right along and move into the next game. It'll just be history, regardless of the outcome or whatever it may be. Have you, the pending question, have you talked to Coach Rakes, Robert L. Rakes?
No, I did. I did call him last night. I left him a message, and it was fairly late when I did call, so I hadn't had an opportunity to talk to him. I figure I'll probably talk to him tonight, or perhaps, or if not for sure this weekend, I'll talk to him. Look forward to seeing him. It'll be tough to see him because we are so close, but he was like a second. He is still like a second father to me, and So I've had a lot, I got a lot of great memories. I've been asked that question 5,000 times this week, and I didn't leave there. I left there happy. I left there. I mean, it was a great ending. It was a great time in my life, a great 40 years, a great time for my family's life, and so no hard feelings. Left there to go to Christian school to be with my children, and everybody understands that. So, but going back to play football, and it's just a football game, and I think sometimes we try to make more of it than that, but it's just one of 10 football games, and it'll be a little different being on the visitor side when the game starts, but by the time they blow the opening kickoff, I'll be ready to be a normal football game.
What does Blackman have to do to win this one?
Play like Blackman. We don't have to do anything differently. That's not disrespectful to Smyrna, but we just have to be Blackman. I mean, we're not going to gadget plays. We're not going to do that kind of stuff. If you've been around for a long time, that's not what I do. And we're going to be who Blackman is. And that's going to be a tough defensive team, an offensive team that runs the football first, but is very capable of throwing the football when need be, and when that look is presented to us. And we're just going to be who we are, and we feel like that's good enough. And if it's not, we'll work to improve and get better from that. But we're just going to be Blackman. We're not going to be anybody else. We're not going to act like somebody else. We're not going to run somebody else's plays. We're going to do what Blackman does.
Well, and I started to watch. I was watching the video the other night. It just seems like you're starting to gel more, and the kinks are getting worked out, and they're now becoming football players. They're not. This is not the first game. You're starting to gel, and now you're ramping up the responsibility level and the accountability level of the kids, and really asking them, are you ready? Are you ready to accept the challenge? And you do that quite often. You can't let it set, can you, Coach? You just can't stay at the same level after game one. You got to turn it up every week.
Biggest improvement should be from week 1 to week 2, and that's what I told our kids starting the Monday of Lincoln County. And I thought we made gigantic improvements. And if you're staying the same, it means you're getting worse because other people are getting better. And so we've had another really good week of practice. We have a wonderful senior group. To be honest with you, they're good leaders. They work hard every day. They don't complain. They don't gripe. They just do what we ask of them, and they do it with a good attitude, and they do it as well as they possibly can to the best of their abilities. And when you got a group of kids like we have right now, we're going to continue to get better. I mean, this is week 3 for us, or the third game of the season, and we're not near as good as we hope to be.
Right.
We have a long way to go, but we feel like we do have a good football team. We have a lot of talented kids on our team, and it's just a matter of us continuing to improve week by week. And if we do that, scoreboards, games, playoffs, all those things take care of themselves. So I don't get too involved in making one game a real big game, because to me this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. We want to get better every week. Scoreboard takes care of itself when you do that.
Injury report, real quick. Anything on the front that we need to be aware of? You're healthy going into game 3.
We've been very fortunate. We're very healthy. Brandon Davenport's the only kid we've lost for any amount of time. He's a sophomore kid, and he was lost the first week of 3-a-days. So with the collarbone, he'll be back in a couple weeks for us. So other than that, besides your normal bruises and bangs, nobody's really missed much practice time. We've had a couple kids out of a couple drills just because of the bruises and things like that. But everybody's practiced every day this week, and so we're fortunate after 2 ball games to be healthy, and we'll need all our guns and barrels ablazing for Friday night.
Anything else? Anything keeping you up at night? Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm ready to do it. It's Thursday. Practice is over. Preparations are done.
Yep.
It's time to get a good night's sleep and let the kids go play football tomorrow night. And that's what it's about. I will say, for those that are watching this and plan on going to the game, you better get there early.
Yep.
It's going to be a big crowd on both sides, and if you like high school football game, you'll like this game because the atmosphere will be fun. The defenses will both be ferocious and be hard hitting, and it's one of them things. It'll be a great opportunity for our kids to play in a game like this. This is what high school memories are made of. This is why we like playing in the district we're in.
One time.
Right. It's that one-time chance you
may
get
not get to play Smyrna again. You may not. You might not see them in the playoffs. We don't know. It may get, and it may get scattered out. You have no idea.
All right, and so it's a great opportunity, and for both teams. I mean, it's going to be a fun game, and they're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. We're going to let the kids go play football at 7:30, and it's not about anything else but that.
Well, that's great. That's great. A couple of last notes. Gosh, the freshman team went to NBA and did a fantastic job last Thursday night. And they're in battle tonight, 7 o'clock against Smyrna right here at the Inferno. And anything you want to say about that freshman squad? They're really playing hard and working hard, and looks like they want to be football players and be a part of that next level.
Well, they do. They've got almost 80 kids. We're really fortunate. We've got almost 80 kids in our freshman program, and and so it's been fun, and they had a big win, and a very good NBA team. They went to NBA and won 18 to 13.
Had some big kids.
And they had some, it was supposed to be loaded. I mean, NBA is supposed to be one of the best freshman teams around, and based on some of the players that they got that came to their school as freshmen, very, very talented, and so it was a big notch in the belt, so to speak, for our freshmen. But the thing we're concerned about our freshmen is we don't get better every week. I mean, that's no different than varsity. We want those kids to improve every week. It's not always about wins and losses with that age group. I mean, you want to win. You want to teach kids to win, but you want to win the right way, and you want to do things with class, and you want to work hard every day, and all those things. And from what I see in practice, I've been very, very pleased with their work ethic and what I see in the weight room with them. And we have a special group of freshmen that have a chance to be really good in the future. So I think the future's bright here at Blackman High School, and I feel good about the direction things are going. I feel great about our kids here.
You're a master at building the tradition, and we always like watching you do it. I enjoy watching you, and it's a lot of fun. Well, with all that, and I did want to let you know the mailbag as far as people emailing me. People are watching this. We had about 2,100 hits as far as people watching the Coaches Show last week, and it's just remarkable how well the website does, and you're the one that helped makes it, and I really appreciate you, and that's what the first thing they say. They enjoy the Coaches Shows and the highlights. I think the behind the lens is somewhere in the rear, but that's all right.
But I think it's all about promoting our kids, and we have a great group of kids here, and this show helps to promote our kids, and anything to help promote our kids, I'm all for it. So, I hope people enjoy all that. I know they like the highlights and all those kind of things, but just anything to promote our kids and make Blackman High School better, that's what we're looking for.
We have a lot of fun, and we dove a lot of time into it, and if you could run the salary counter, you're underpaid and well overworked.
Right. Yeah, I think you owe me a lot of money. No, they do. I think we probably
every football coach.
But this has been fun. This is a good thing to do every week, and I think it helps our program, and anything for our program that's going to help our program get better. So
what?
Coming to Smyrna Friday night, boys. It's going to be fun.
All right, we'll load them up. Game 3, we'll go down to Smyrna tomorrow night and down to the Dog Pound, see Robert L. Rakes, and watch you, Coach from the other side. I can't wait to get that photograph. So anyway, looking forward to doing that. So anyway, with all that, load them up. From right here inside the headset with Coach Philip Shedd Owens, we'll catch you next week, and everybody come out tomorrow night for the Blaze and the Bulldogs, 7:30 district competition. See you then.